Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at a game. We're back to requests, by the way. We're going to look at a game for the NEO GEO arcade cabinet system. This was one of the earlier ones created for the NEO GEO, in fact, the debut year of the NEO GEO in 1990, and this is called CyberLip. Sounds like a stupid name, but it's actually the name of a supercomputer that you have to destroy at the end. But this was created by SNK in 1990. And like I said, that was the debut year of the NEO GEO arcade cabinet. And so this was one of the earlier launch titles. And it's a run and gun game in the vein of Contra, which was, of course, a super popular game by Konami. I prefer Contra, even though it's much harder. It's a very hard game, but you can play two-player simultaneous play on this, but you get power-ups here and there from little capsules that the enemies drop, and the weapons overall are better in Contra. Contra came out 3 years before this game, but if you want to play a game, a run-and-gun game with really awesome weaponry, check out Midnight Resistance. It's a billion times better than this game. This game's meh. It's meh, it's okay. You can get a flamethrower, which is cool, and you get these little cutscenes where you get this video feed from this guy that's giving you directions and stuff, or briefing you on your mission. But we'll go ahead and get started. You can change or switch from one weapon to another, which is a very nice feature. And you do that with, I think it's like the C button. But you have a jump button, and you have a fire button. And again, you have a switch button, and you can switch between the different weapons that you've picked up. Your standard weapon, where you have to keep pressing fire, is unlimited, but all the other weapons you pick up have limited ammunition. And you can hang from certain beams. You can't duck under some of the enemy's shots, so if they shoot at you, just try to avoid them entirely. Get on a different floor or something. You are a one-hit kill. You get shot, you lose a life, and you have 3 lives. One thing I don't like about this game that I did like in Contra is you don't have full control of your weapon's shot, or at least in Contra you could shoot 8-way. In this, I think you can only shoot 4-way, which really kind of limits your effectiveness. You can pick up shields once in a while. There's a flamethrower, there's a rapid fire shot. There's one that kind of spreads bullets a little bit.
Reloading magazine completed.
There will sometimes be rooms that you can go in where you can reload your ammunition. You'll see a room that you can go in that will be marked in. You don't have as much time as you might think, so you gotta hurry. This is a mini boss here. I'm gonna run out of time and die. And on your next life, it's kind of cool. You're on this flying vehicle and you can shoot. And here is the first boss. And it's pretty easy. Just watch out for it. It'll lunge at you and it'll spit a fireball at you. But you avoid the fireballs. You can drop down levels. If a fireball is being shot at you while you're climbing down a floor, it'll probably hit you and you're dead. But yeah, note it says normal. That's my normal shot. If I press the button to switch to the other weapons, I can select to the different weapons that I have in my inventory. And like I said, I kind of like that feature. Well, that's the first boss defeated.
Let's roll.
It might be from this point on,
Investigating the supercomputer that controls the
but as you progress in the game, there will be elevators you go down, and there are 2 different paths to the boss. And the secondary path is always the same. No, we'll get to the elevator later. But it's really kind of stupid. Like I said, the secondary path is always the same, and you'll see this sign that says warning or danger, and you'll have to go to that path. But if you don't get that warning sign, you'll get a more direct path to the boss. And you can get grenades. Bazookas are very nice. Bazookas are super powerful, and they can leave a big explosion, that an explosion radius that can take out other enemies. And you can get a double shield. That shield can hurt the enemies, if not outright kill them. And the flamethrower. But yeah, you can switch between all these different weapons, which is nice. But overall, Midnight Resistance, if you can find that one, it's a million times better than this game. It's like one of the ultimate run and gun great classic games. Here you gotta watch out for the enemies that drop down, because they are fairly fast, and they can run up and kill you while you're trying to focus on the other enemies. These guys drop bombs down on you. You gotta watch out for them. This guy is easy. Just back off, then scoot up to bait him into throwing an explosive drum, and then just keep shooting at him. Yeah, I don't recall seeing this in the arcades. Like I said, it's an early title, and I don't really care for it too much. There's another reloading room. Eventually we will just skip forward to later parts of the game. And here's another area where you can hang from a ledge. You can accidentally drop into the abyss. Now we have one of the elevator sequences. Like I said, if you go to danger, you will go to this exact area every time. And you ride this little tram in the sewers as these puffer fish or something like that menace you, plus these dragons will come after you, or whatever they are. Flying centipedes? I'm not sure what the hell they are. Oop. On your last life, when you die, your guy will say, "I'm a goner," which is kind of funny. Maim cut off the bottom there. I skipped forward so you could see the end of this part. But Maim cut off the bottom there, the emulator, and I couldn't see my initials.
The supercomputer biochip has become independent and is out of control. They now control us. We order you to destroy.
And then after this, we'll go to the second part of the level here. And if I did not get the warning sign when I went down the elevator, I would have gone right here. So if you get the warning, you just get the longer path to the boss. But yeah, the weapon system I'm not super crazy about. At some point I put on invincibility, and I think I put it on by this point. But yeah, I suppose for an early Neo Geo title, an early run and gun, it could have been worse, but I'm not a big fan of it. This was suggested by YouTube user Charlie Cat, who is a Neo Geo enthusiast. One of these days I'll probably have done all the Neo Geo games. But at some point I neglected to show you the secondary scenes because they're all really similar. And here's another reloading room. But yeah, anytime you see the room that says in, that's one that you can go in. Otherwise, it might be a room that enemies respawn out of, and you'll want to watch out for that. But yeah, if you want a really good run and gun game, Metal Slug series, Midnight Resistance is so awesome. I love that game. The original Contra. But yeah, I do like that you can switch between the weapons in this game. And this boss is painfully easy. The easiest boss there is in the game. Just scooting forward to me blowing him up. And we'll go to the next area. And yep, we get another elevator.
We have confirmed. A strong energy wave is being emitted from the computer room. The computer is tracking our moves. Be careful.
Yeah, the computer itself, the Cyberlip, is not a bad guy. It's just programmed to be evil. And it explains that later in the game. Now here, this part, we scroll upwards. I don't think that you can be pinched under ledges. But we'll scoot forward a little bit as we get to the top, and then you have to go in that door. And we face this boss. Now this boss, I think there is a safe spot, and there's like a column, a pair of columns in the background, and if you stay right down the middle of the one on the left, I think that those shots will miss you. But you just keep firing straight up, and when you hit that orange one enough, you'll beat the level. Or you'll beat that boss and move on to the next level.
Let's roll.
And now, just showing you once again, this is the one you have to play, or the area you have to play if you got the danger message. And it's basically the same. There might be slight differences to it, but it's very much the same. You have to ride this little sewer tram thing. And those flying segmented things will menace you, as will the puffer fish thingies. But yeah, don't forget that you can switch between the weapons with that button. My favorite is, the automatic. The bazooka's nice in certain situations. There might be some slightly different enemies on this in this area, but the general layout of the area is really pretty much the same. And you go in the door. You don't have to go right in the door, but if you dance around it, eventually you'll move on to the rest of the level.
Be careful. Ready, go!
And I'm back to the upward scrolling area because I had to take the long way. Now here's the next area.
Ready, go!
And this area has a strong alien type of motif, and the final boss is just lifted right from Alien. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. I like the weapons, the spread weapon from Contra. That's 10 million times better than anything in this game, and the power-up weapons from Midnight Resistance are a ton better than this one. And here we have to jump across the abyss on these small ledges, but it's not very hard to jump across to them. There's plenty of room to land on. I like a few things about this game. Like I said, the ability to switch between the different weapons that you've picked up is really nice. And I like the fact that on your last life, when you die, he says, "I'm a goner." Some kind of cool things about this. I like being able to hang from ledges and shoot down at the enemies. But for the most part, I'm really not a huge fan of this game. I don't like that your character can't shoot 8 ways. Can only shoot a total of 4 directions. Yeah, I'd never seen this one in arcades that I can remember. And this is one of the earlier titles. Yeah, they totally lifted that boss from the movie Alien. Or Aliens, whatever. You can destroy these egg things that spit out those rocks, or those, whatever those are. But you don't have to. You just have to destroy the alien boss. I put on invincibility a long time ago just to try to get through the game faster. But yeah, almost every level from like at the 3rd level onward has that stupid elevator thing where if you get the danger message, then you have to take the longer route and you have to go through that sewer area.
Let's roll.
We'll go to the next area. And here we go across this abyss area and jump on these floating platforms. One other thing I really like about this game is that you can jump really friggin' high when you press up and jump. I didn't do it there, but yeah, you can jump super high. It's really nice. So that's pretty nice vertical. Well, I hope you're looking forward to your weekend. I definitely am. I'm really looking forward to watching the conference championships on in football. And here's the next boss, and it's this flying vehicle that drops missiles, and it has a giant bomb that it drops that has a wide blast radius, so you gotta watch out for that. Unless you have invincibility on like me. And the final level is kind of interesting. It has 8 rooms, and in most of them you will find a boss from earlier on, and in one of the rooms will be the final boss of the game.
My name is Cyberlip. I am the supercomputer
You're
you're
Cyberlip.
looking for.
I am not insane. I have just been evilly reprogrammed.
I am not insane.
Ready, go!
It's insane in the brain. And here's that area that has 8 rooms. And there will be an in sign that will rotate between those rooms, and you have to go in when the in sign is on it. We'll look at what each room shows you. And we'll start with the first room. You face the alien boss again. And then here's the second room. And there's that first boss of the game. Here's the third room. And there's this boss. And here's the fourth room. And there's this boss, the flying vehicle that drops missiles and bombs. And the fifth room, this is Cyberlit. There's where you go to face the final boss of the game. So yeah, if you're wondering what the hell does the title of this game mean, Cyberlit, that's just the name of the supercomputer that you have to defeat at the end. As he said, he's not evil, he was just programmed to be evil. Nonetheless, you gotta take him down. But we'll see the ending in just a moment. I'll switch off to my bazookas.
Let's roll.
Yeah, like I said before, MAME cut the bottom off, so I could not see the initials I was trying to put in. Screw it. That is Cyberlip. We will see the ending sequence in just a moment here.
You have done a good job. There are no more obstacles in our way. The Earth is ours.
That's creepy. What the shit? Okay then. Was he evil or what's the deal? That is Cyberlip by SNK in 1990 for the NEO GEO arcade cabinet. And again, the NEO GEO arcade cabinet was created in 1990, so this was among the initial launch games for that system. The first NEO GEO game I remember seeing was, I think, Fatal Fury. That came out a year later than this. We had a NEO GEO arcade cabinet in the department store where I worked at the time. And I was crazy for Fatal Fury. It's still a fairly fun game. That was definitely one of the titles that really got people to notice the NEO GEO. But that is Cyberlip by SNK in 1990 for the NEO GEO cabinet. And now we're going to look at the other 3 rooms that you can go into and what's in them. That's Cyberlip by SNK in 1990 for the NEO GEO arcade cabinet.
Cyberlip.
And let's go to the other 3 rooms. That room lets you reload. And now let's look at that room. Whoops. And there's the incredibly easy eyeball boss. And here we're going to look at the last room. And there's that boss that we faced earlier in the game. But that was Cyberlip by SNK in 1990 for the NEO GEO arcade cabinet, suggested by YouTube user Charlie Cat. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Cyberlit by SNK in 1990 for the NEO GEO arcade cabinet. Have a good one, folks, and I'll see you later. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.